Welcome to another installment of Business Q&A as South Africa prepares to play a key role in the upcoming G20 and B20 summits. Conversations about economic transformation, inclusion and participation are taking center stage. But how do ordinary South Africans make their voices heard? Celiwe Ross, who's the Group Chief Human Capital and Corporate Affairs Officer at Old Mutual, joins me to unpack this. Celiwe, thank you and welcome. Good to join us.
Thank you so much, Gary, and thank you for having me.
So, why is the G20 and its business arm, the B20, why should ordinary South Africans regard it as important to them?
I think, Gary, it's important for ordinary South Africans because oftentimes we hear things that are happening out in the world, right? We hear about IMF meetings or we hear about WEF meetings happening, and all these global leaders are gathering talking about stuff. We just felt it important to democratize access to those conversations, to the stuff that's going to be discussed. You have all these global leaders that are gathering together in South Africa. It's a once-in-a-generation opportunity. It's not going to happen in our country in our lifetime again. And they're going to be discussing a number of critical topics that are actually important for us as South Africans to be aware of. Topics that affect our economy, that affect job creation, that affect the future of many of our global economies, and giving South Africans access not only to those conversations, but allowing their voices to inform those conversations is what this campaign is about.
So for those who might not be familiar with it, what exactly is the B20 and how does this then engage with or connect with the People's Podium, which is your initiative?
Yeah, the B20 is essentially the business arm of the G20 gathering. So G20, government 20, B20, business 20. And in the B20, a number of large corporates, both in South Africa and globally, will gather. And they've already started highlighting the key themes and conversations that they want to be able to have. So the B20 will assimilate a number of the key themes and outcomes and key discussion points and send those to the G20 to be able to say, here's where we believe global economy, global trade, technology and the like should be driving. So we raised this People's Podium as an initiative where ordinary South Africans can actually share their voice. They can record voice notes, they can post on our Facebook page, send WhatsApp messages, etc., and highlight the key topics that they would like us to discuss. So Old Mutual is using its voice to create a voice for all South Africans to be able to have a say, not only in the conversations and the topics, but the needs of ordinary South Africans that will be discussed at the B20 meetings.
So what is then the core focus of Old Mutual at the B20, and how does this align with your strategic mission to drive inclusive economic transformation in South Africa?
There are 8 topics or 8 work streams at the B20, but the ones that are most topical to us are the one on digital transformation. We are undergoing a massive digital transformation, like many companies are, investing in technology, understanding the implications of AI, both in terms of the work that our people do, but also in terms of customer outcomes, reducing cost, those sorts of things. So that's a very big topic for us and a work stream that we're involved in. Also very much involved in financial inclusion. Financial inclusion is at the heart of what Old Mutual does. It's really true to who we are, which is helping our customers at times of great uncertainty and at times of great distress, and being able to also provide a level of access to financial education and financial outcomes to be able to improve that and the livelihoods of our customers day to day. Those are the 2 big ones. There are a number of other ones that are critical and topical, including topics and discussions on infrastructure and infrastructure development, an area that we're very much involved in on our asset management side as well. So many critical touch points for our business strategically, but also I think critical for our country at large.
You're in essence also saying through this campaign that people must be more active. If you can't be heard if you don't say something. So this is a rallying call for active citizenship, but then why is it so important for everyone from an entrepreneur to an everyday worker or everyday individual to take part in this movement?
No, you're right. We are calling out for active citizenry in South Africa, and it's in our DNA. I mean, if you think of June 16 or the Sharpeville uprisings, all of those were South Africans who rose up and said, we have a voice, we want it to be heard, and we're going to take it where we feel it's going to be heard. And so this People's Podium is exactly that. It's saying, South Africans, make sure that your voice can be heard. We're creating a platform for you to be able to do that. And whether you're a single parent, you're an entrepreneur, a small business owner, an executive, or a student, you have something to say. Whether you're concerned about the job that you're going to get after you finish studying, whether you're concerned about access to funding for your business, whether you're concerned about future opportunities for your children who are still in high school, there's a voice for every South African that needs to be heard. And this platform just says it matters. We're going to create access for you. And we want to be able to consolidate all of the insights that we get from South Africans who do add their voices and be able to consolidate those and share them. We'll share them at our stand at the B20. We'll also share them with the presidency and consolidate them into a consumable form so that hopefully they reach our nation's president, Cyril Ramaphosa.
So someone who looks at this and says, I'm just one little person, just one little voice, does my voice really make a difference? What do you say to them?
It's easy to feel like that. I can completely get it. But one voice multiplies into many voices. If each of us felt like that way, there are no voices. So my encouragement would be every voice is multipliable, if there is such an English word. Every voice creates another voice. If you go and raise yours, I raise mine, another person does, that's 3, and many more people will. It's the same like voting in South Africa. You know, every time we are all encouraged to add our voice, to go and cast our votes at the polling station. It's exactly the same here. Everybody's voice matters. Everybody's thoughts, concerns, the ideas that they want to be able to raise with us, they'll matter. Whether we get 10 or 10,000, we'll be able to consolidate those and be able to share them and use our voice to be able to democratize access to the rooms where these discussions are going to be happening.
So where do people go to go and add their voices? Because it's not, it's something quite specific.
Yeah, for sure. And we're trying to make it as accessible as possible, Gary, in the way that South Africans interact and communicate. So we're using social media platforms as much as possible. I would encourage people to follow Old Mutual on our social media pages, particularly on Facebook, and also to use the hashtag #AddYourVoice. You'll be able to find that on LinkedIn and all other social media platforms to be able to track what we're doing, where we are, and where we're going. I'll certainly be posting quite a bit as well on the #AddYourVoice campaign to be sure that people can access both the initiative but also what we're doing at the B20 meetings themselves. But also if people don't have access to Facebook and still want to be able to add their voices, they can do so via our WhatsApp line, and that is on 082 690 5619. So 082 690 5619, and Facebook is at Old Mutual South Africa.
Well, straightforward, and we'll put those details on the screen for people who didn't catch it. But Celiwe, thank you very much for joining us. That was fantastic.
Thank you very much, Gary. Thank you for having me.
That was the Group Chief Human Capital and Corporate Affairs Officer of Old Mutual, Celiwe Ross. Stay tuned for more business insights right after this.